Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. So it's been about like a month, I believe, since the Lakers won the NBA championship. Maybe 2 weeks. Could have been a week ago. I don't really know, man. Damn, all the damn days are sticking together at this point, right? 2020, baby! For today's video, man, we got a controversial video titled Proof Lakers Cheating versus the Miami Heat in the NBA. Or in NBA. Proof Lakers cheating versus the Miami Heat in NBA. I assume the NBA Finals. I could be wrong, though, man, but we have a definitely not clip art, you know, PNG image of some earbuds and LeBron's here right here. Why would you have any earbuds? There ain't no damn fans. Let's hop into this, guys, see what it's all about, man.
Proof of Lakers cheating versus the Miami
What do y'all think,
Heat
man?
in NBA. It's the thing you never want to hear about a professional sports team. Cheating? Is it happening?
This person sounds like Siri.
It doesn't really matter if it is happening in any capacity. It is no good. Were the Lakers cheating against the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals?
How so?
What types of things were they doing on and off the court?
On and off the court, bro. They were in a damn bubble.
You may have heard about this story and already forgotten about it, since it seems it was ages ago that it took place. But could this have been a tactical move by the Lakers?
What?
Before the final series, the Los Angeles Lakers were going to have to beat the Denver Nuggets in order to advance.
Sure.
The Nuggets were the comeback kids in the 2020 playoffs. They came back from down 3-1 against both the Utah Jazz and the Los Angeles Clippers. And though they were formidable opponents, the Lakers didn't seem to worry that they were going to have much problem with the young Nuggets. The Nuggets were going to have a lot of matchup problems against LeBron and Anthony Davis. Furthermore, there's a good chance when both those stars are in the game, there might also be another towering giant by the name of Dwight Howard or JaVale McGee.
Okay, what's this to do with cheating?
The Lakers seemed like the matchup was strongly in their favor. Many predicted the series would be over sooner rather than later, which is what made this move so interesting. During the series against the Nuggets, the Lakers wrote a strongly worded letter to the league. The letter was about how LeBron was not getting enough foul calls and there were not enough free throw attempts for the Lakers.
Do you know how, oh my God, do you know how often, you know, coaches and players and just people part of the team, you know, probably write these damn letters, man? Probably a damn dime a dozen out there, guys. You can say whatever you want to the referees, but guess what? That's not cheating, man. That's just bitching, bro. It's different out there. If the referees, you know, if that persuades them, then they should probably be fired from their job. They probably should not even be in the bubble to begin with.
If you love LeBron or hate LeBron, you know, not a game goes by where he doesn't have at least one occurrence of throwing his arms out in irritated fashion.
Meet every single NBA superstar. Have you met James Harden?
And though he may often be right, and though the Lakers may have been right in this case, it was an interesting move. The Lakers seem like they would easily win this series. Do they really need?
But even like when it comes to LeBron James, okay, I'm gonna say this 100%, man. Okay, like I don't mind LeBron James. I wouldn't say like I absolutely love. Like I'm not like I love LeBron James, man. He's the greatest player. Well, actually, he is, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. But no, man, like you know, I'm not biased when it comes to LeBron James or anything like that. But over the years, like him getting fouled just because he is such like a bigger guy, you know, muscular and stuff like that. Pause. The way he gets fouled, like some of the hard, like a foul, a regular team foul on LeBron James. If you did that to like JJ Barea, it would probably knock his head right off his body, man. So sometimes the bigger guys do get hit a little bit harder, but you know, you just like see like the physical impact. And referees are like, well, it's not a foul because they can take it. Does that make sense, man? So yeah, there is times where like LeBron James might get touched a little bit, and it might not look like a hard foul, but that's just because they're doing it on a, you know, on a big boy right there.
Need more free throw attempts? Are they really upset that LeBron isn't getting
damn
enough
boxes
foul
keep on showing up?
calls? But they were setting a precedent, and wisely setting it before the big stage of the finals.
It's not cheating.
Now, the league is forced to go and look at tapes and see what the Lakers are talking about.
Okay.
And of course, the officials always miss some calls. It's impossible for them to get every call. But now, they have to be more careful and place a more scrutinizing eye on LeBron.
So he'll be a better ref to game.
To the basket. He started getting more foul calls against Denver. That's all good and fine. The Lakers won that series as everyone expected. But the league wasn't going to want another letter.
You should probably
from
like a Cavaliers fan or
you
something.
don't want to
Mad that
upset one
LeBron's
of the
not there.
league's most storied franchises, nor do you want to upset the player that is the face of the league. They were going to have to keep this up into the next series. They could not miss foul calls on LeBron. And as is
Video's got
always the
700
case,
likes,
since
2,700
LeBron is a
dislikes, by the way.
star, he was going to get all the calls that seemed like 50-50 situations. There were even some instances where he looked to be more of the instigator of contact, but he and the
That's
Lakers
called playing
had to
aggressive.
set the
Oh my God!
star versus non-star. Setting this precedent was important because the Lakers were going to face either the
I see 2 stars.
Heat or the Boston Celtics in the finals. Both teams had stars, but not too many stars that were on par with LeBron.
Who is?
It ended up being the Heat, who does have Jimmy Butler and is on par with LeBron's superstardom in some ways. But that's it. The rest of the Heat group are largely non-stars. Bam
And the rest are nobodies, man. Flight Reacts 2020.
Adebayo will become a bigger and bigger star as the years go on, but he's still quite young. LeBron concerned himself
Age don't
less
matter.
with the likes of Butler and Bam, and more with the other non-stars. It was very clear that LeBron was aware when a non-star was guarding him. Like if Jay Crowder was guarding him as he drove to the basket.
Wait, so you're saying that it's cheating because there's no stars in the Miami Heat, but LeBron was aware when there was no stars guarding him? Well, yeah, somebody has to guard him!
LeBron was very good
Bro, I
about
can't handle this
clearing
video, man.
space, which is also a nice way of saying elbowing Jay Crowder in the face while heading to the hoop. Subsequently,
Oh,
there
man,
was
grab the whole airline,
foul
ripping that
was
shit
called
back even
on,
more.
You guessed right. Crowder. A call that should be an offensive foul if all things are considered equal, but a call that ends up being a defensive foul because all things are not equal. It is King James moving along the chessboard, and he is matched up against Crowder, a rook at best.
A pawn.
The NBA doesn't want to upset LeBron again, and LeBron knew this.
I don't
Not
know
only
what
does
they're
LeBron
getting
get
at here.
free throws when he does this, he also gives a foul to a player on the other team. When it's a player like Crowder, an excellent defender who guards LeBron a heavy amount, it's a huge blow to the Heat as he can get in foul trouble much sooner.
Oh my God,
Plays
man.
like that make a big difference as it should be a foul on LeBron and possible shots for Crowder. And instead, you get the exact opposite.
I didn't see a foul on
string of points
LeBron.
and fouls exchanged. Did LeBron do this to only Crowder? That's laughable.
If you want to be 100% honest, man, like, LeBron has never been the greatest free throw shooter. Sometimes maybe it's actually better he went to the free throw line. I'm just saying.
LeBron
I'm just saying.
tossed Tyler Hero to the ground with an extended arm on a drive to the basket. He ran Duncan Robinson over so many times, Robinson looked like he was doing trust falls without a spotter on the court. And what's
Well,
the
that
league
wasn't
going
nice
to
to
do?
say.
Call fouls on LeBron? Maybe if LeBron was going up against Butler, they would. But the likes of Crowder, Robinson, and Hero, the narrative exists that LeBron can almost never be stopped. The
He
NBA
can't.
wouldn't let you think that any of those non-stars could stop LeBron on any given play. Not unless they want another strongly worded letter on that professional Lakers statement.
Okay, man, put this in your mind, okay? We have... Oh, man. Throw in a point guard name, man. We got Brandon Knight, okay? We got Brandon Knight. And Giannis come down the lane. And Giannis dunks on Brandon Knight. It's not the NBA's fault that Brandon Knight's not good at defense. He gets, you know, more nuts than a nutcracker, bro, around Christmas time, man. Like, Giannis is just that dominant as a player, as opposed to, like, nobody expects Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson's not out there for his defensive specialty. He's out there to shoot threes, and that's it. Like, and if LeBron's on him and he scores, that's not the NBA being like, oh, we don't want like set like the table like anybody can stop LeBron. It's like that's because you can't stop LeBron if you're Duncan Robinson. You just can't.
Stationary. 2 top 5 players. Here's something that got set in motion a long time ago.
Okay.
And it still has a lot of people giving the side eye to the Lakers organization. Almost anyone following the NBA puts LeBron and AD in their top 5 active players.
Sure.
And the Lakers have them both.
Wait.
The only team with a duo
LeBron, Giannis, Kawhi, James Harden, Steph Curry. No, wait, I mean, Steph Curry, James Harden, AD, top 6. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I should do a ranking maybe I should do a ranking top 30 By the way, guys, main channel Chris Flakes, I'm ranking every single position in the NBA. Point guards, shooting guards, today's center. So go check that out if you haven't, man. The comments have been fantastic. You guys have been so nice over there, man. You've been so nice.
You'd be hard-pressed to make an argument that another team even has 2 of the top 10 players. Maybe the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
Hell
Maybe the
no,
Rockets with James
playoff
Harden
P.
and Russell Westbrook. But even if you can make that argument, neither team is a combination of 2 top 5 players. That simply does not happen in the NBA.
Derrick Rose, Luke Kennard.
Not since the Lakers did it with Shaq and Kobe. We're starting to notice a pattern.
What about Wade and
But
LeBron?
the NBA is supposed to be more balanced. There are 30 teams in the league. Top 5 players, top 10 players, all-stars, they should be more evenly spread out. Not
Paul
every
Pierce,
team will
KG.
get an all-star from each year. But with 24 all-stars being selected each year, they can be distributed a little more fairly. And top 10 and top 5 players should definitely be distributed more fairly.
But they weren't
It
in
was
this
all
case,
good
and that's
fine
not the
when
Lakers'
LeBron was on
fault.
the Lakers as the only All-Star, and Anthony Davis was on the New Orleans Pelicans as the only All-Star. Nothing unfair about that, but we all know what happened with Anthony Davis in New Orleans. He grew.
Okay, so because the Lakers made a trade with the Pelicans before the season started, guys, that's proof that they cheated against the Miami Heat.
Tired of his team not doing good enough and decided he wasn't going to play there anymore. There were quote-unquote injuries that no one was quite sure what their nature was. Lots of days of rest and load management. Anthony Davis was putting the organization in a tough spot. Trade me or I'm leaving.
They got the most
and
improved
you're getting
player out of it.
nothing in return. And behind closed doors, of course, there were lots of talks with Anthony Davis and LeBron and other members of the Lakers organization. It was all a plan to get Anthony Davis to pair up with LeBron, to put 2 top 5 players together and be unstoppable.
But that's another thing. Like, I don't even think like LeBron risked even like contacting Anthony Davis, because there's no doubt AD was linked to the Lakers anyway as a team wanting to go to anyway. And like, you don't have to like convince players to play with LeBron. You don't gotta be like, yo, Anthony, I need to call you up, at like 2:37 in the morning, man. We gotta have this conversation. Like, it's not rocket science out there. Like, of course, AD would want to play with LeBron James, even if you never even talked to him.
That had never happened since Shaq and Kobe. And we all know that led to multiple championships. To force the Pelicans into that situation was looked at extremely negatively by a lot of fans and players around the league. Should teams even be allowed to do this? Are there not tampering fines for instances such as this? There are rules and regulations in place for
Kawhi did the same thing.
The Lakers managed to go around the rules, go behind back doors, and figure something out so they could load up their roster with 2 elite-level talents. 2 elite-level talents that were not drafted to that team. It's one thing when
it was 2003. He was drafted.
To draft 2 amazing
Get over it.
players that become all-stars and progress in their games and prove amazing capabilities. Like in Boston, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both looked like they could be monsters in Eastern Conference someday. Neither player decided to team up with the other. They were both drafted.
They're also very young
and have continually worked to exceed their potential.
But listen, like, LeBron James stayed with the Cavaliers for a very long time. They didn't win any championships, and that's why I went to the Heat. Nothing against the Boston Celtics. They're a fantastic team, but let's say hypothetically they don't win any championships over the next few seasons. Do you think Jaylen and Jason are going to stick around? I mean, one of the two might, but chances are the team's going to be broken up. But I'm not saying they can't win one. Of course, they can win one, and they can build a, legacy or a dynasty over there or whatever, but you know what I'm saying?
In LA,
can't compare 2 young people to a damn 32-year-old LeBron James.
Drafted by different cities and pairing up together in this sunny, beautiful city where all the movie stars live. And that's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. The Dion Waiters acquisition.
Oh boy, Mr. Gummy Bear.
What does Dion Waiters have to do with all of this? I don't think I even
hustled
saw
in the
that
Gummy
guy
Bears,
step
man.
on the court in the finals.
They were laced.
Wasn't he on the sidelines
with Michael's secret stuff?
Crisp new t-shirts and designer jeans the entire time? And you'd basically be correct about all of that. Waiters did provide some needed scoring and creating off the bench in some games in the bubble. But he wasn't what you could call an on-court contributor in the finals.
Yeah, he played.
Where did he contribute? It's interesting to think about some of these late-season pickups.
It's the damn Gummy Bears!
Organizations are smart. They know the strengths and weaknesses of other teams to a certain extent. A lot of times, the smartest organizations know that if they make the finals, they are already certain who they will be facing.
Green with his one-made shot.
They have an excellent idea of who their opponent will be. Could the Lakers have been able to see through all of the favorites on the east coast of the Bucks, the Raptors, and the Celtics?
Okay, I can't finish this video here, guys. I can't, man. I can't finish this video, man. They're literally saying that they predicted that the Heat were going to be their matchup in the finals. So that's why they got Dion Waiters. I'm going to finish the video.
Could they have known that most likely the Heat would be their opponent in the finals? If so, obtaining waiters was a
Can't sign no free agents or guys are, you know, anybody off the waiver. It's cheating.
Traded in his black and reds for some purple and golds. He became a Laker, and could he have insight as to what the Heat's typical game plans could consist of?
Yes.
Of course he could. It's like bringing in a soldier from another army and using their expertise to your advantage.
But they didn't get him on the team for that originally. Like, they probably got him because, like, hey, we need some more guards. Like, Danny Green ain't cutting it or whatever, man. Or, you know, Quinn Cook ain't cutting it or whatever. So they got him, and they so happen to play Heat in the final. But yeah, he's gonna have some insight like he was part of the organization. But that's not cheating.
Like having a spy on the inside who comes back to you and reports to you. Why didn't Waiters play in the finals? Was he busy giving advice on the sideline about
no, because it's kind of trash, I guess. That's the way to put it.
Ways that Miami is fond of running in certain situations. He wasn't there to give fashion advice, though if any Lakers wanted some, all they had to do was look to Waiters' threads. But you can never put an idea like that past a team that will do anything to win. For instance, strongly persuading a top 5 player in Anthony Davis behind closed doors to push his team to trade him.
That's the end of the video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out.